The next morning, the sun was just rising over the alien planet. Its light made the strange trees and plants shine with colors Mark had never seen before. Mark woke early and prepared himself for the meeting with Queen Zara. Mark knew this meeting was very important. The Queen had already shown she did not like humans, but he had to stay strong and respectful. His team also got ready, checking their equipment and practicing calm breathing. When the time came, Zara's guards led Mark and his team to a large room. The walls were smooth and glowing with soft blue light. In the center was a round table made from a shining metal no human had ever seen. Around the table sat Zara and several other alien leaders. Zara looked at Mark with cold eyes. "Human soldier," she said, her voice full of pride, "you stand before me again. Do you know why you are here?" Mark nodded. "Yes, Queen Zara. I'm here to talk about peace and friendship between our people." Zara laughed quietly. "Friendship? Why would I want to be friends with a weak species like yours? Your weapons are small. Your ships are slow. Your people are fragile." Mark looked her in the eyes without fear. "We may be small, but we are strong in ways you do not see. We have hope, courage, and the will to protect those we love. These things help us even when the odds are against us." Zara raised an eyebrow. She had heard many words like these before, but Mark's calm and honest voice was different. She could not hide her surprise. One of the alien leaders, named Thal, spoke next. "You say humans are strong in spirit, but how do you prove this? Your words mean little here." Mark thought for a moment. Then he said, "I am ready to prove it. I am ready to face any test you give me." Zara smiled, but it was not a kind smile. "Very well. Tomorrow, you will face a trial. It will test your strength, your mind, and your heart." The aliens then began to ask Mark many questions. They wanted to learn about Earth, about humans, and their ways. Mark answered all questions clearly. He told them about human families, work, and how people try to help each other. Zara listened carefully. Even though she was proud and cold, she was curious. She wanted to know if humans were really different from what she thought. The meeting lasted for hours. By the end, the Queen said, "You have spoken well today, human, but talk is easy. Show us your true strength tomorrow." Mark bowed his head. "Thank you, Queen Zara. I will not fail." After the meeting, Mark returned to his room. He felt tired but ready. He thought about the challenge and how important it was for his people. That night, Mark could not sleep. He looked out at the stars and thought about his home far away. He missed Earth, but he knew his mission was bigger than him. He was not just a soldier. He was a symbol of hope, a hope that humans could be more than what the aliens thought. Mark's team was also preparing. They trained quietly and shared stories. To keep their spirits high, they all believed in Mark and in the mission. The next day, the test began. Mark was taken to a large area outside the city. The ground was rough with rocks and strange plants. Around him were many alien soldiers watching. Carefully, Zara's voice came through a speaker. "This test will challenge your body and mind. You must find the way to the center of the area and bring back a small crystal. Many have failed before." Mark looked at the area. It was full of dangers. There were deep pits, fast-moving creatures, and puzzles that needed thinking. He took a deep breath and started walking. At first, the path was easy, but soon, Mark had to jump over pits and avoid sharp plants. He stayed calm and used his training to move carefully. Suddenly, a large creature appeared. It had many legs and sharp teeth. Mark did not run. Instead, he used his weapon to scare the creature away. The creature left without a fight. Mark continued. He found a puzzle made of stones that needed to be arranged in a special way. He remembered stories from Earth about solving problems and used his mind to figure it out. After many hours, Mark reached the center. There, a bright crystal shone in the sunlight. He carefully picked it up. On the way back, Mark helped one of his team members who had fallen. He carried him over a difficult part of the path. This showed not just strength, but care for others. When Mark returned, the aliens watched quietly. Zara looked at him with surprise. No human had ever completed the test. Zara said, "You have. Done well, human. Your strength and heart are stronger than I thought. Mark smiled. Thank you. Queen Zara, I hope this is the start of a new friendship. Zara looked at him longer. Perhaps, soldier, perhaps. Mark knew the road ahead was still hard. But he had made a start. He had shown that humans were not weak. They had courage and kindness. To dot as the sun set on the alien world, Mark felt a small hope grow inside him. Maybe, just maybe, things could change. After Mark passed the first test, Queen Zara's eyes showed a new light. She still held pride and power, but she could not hide her growing interest in the human soldier. In the large hall, where the leaders met, Zara spoke with a strong voice. Mark, you have shown strength and care. But now, I give you a new challenge. This one will test your mind and your spirit more than your body. Mark listened carefully. He knew that the Queen's challenges were never easy. He was ready to face whatever came. Zara continued, You will go to the ancient ruins outside our city. There you will find a puzzle that holds the key to peace between our peoples. If you solve it, you will prove that humans can be wise and strong. Mark nodded. I accept your challenge, Queen Zara. The next morning, Mark and a small team walked toward the ruins. The ruins were old and covered with vines and strange symbols. The air felt quiet and heavy, like a place full of secrets. Mark looked at the stone walls. On them were carvings of battles and stories from a long time ago. He felt respect for the history of Zara's people. At the center of the ruins, they found a large door covered in symbols. A soft blue light came from cracks in the door. Mark knew this was the puzzle. Zara's voice came through a small device. To open the door, you must arrange the symbols in the correct order. The order tells the story of our people's greatest moment. If you fail, the door will remain closed forever. Mark studied the symbols carefully. He did not understand their language, but he noticed patterns and shapes that looked like stories he had heard before from his own people. He called his team close and said, We must work together. Let's look for clues. They searched the ruins, finding more carvings and drawings that showed parts of the story. Mark used his mind to connect the pieces. At one point, a team member found a broken tablet with some symbols missing. Mark realized that to solve the puzzle, they needed to understand the meaning behind the symbols, not just the shapes. Mark thought about what he had learned from Earth history and stories. Stories are about hope, courage, and unity. He said, maybe the symbols tell the story of how your people became strong through working together. With this idea, Mark began to move the symbols on the door. Slowly, the symbols lit up one by one, showing scenes of cooperation and peace. Suddenly, the door opened with a low rumble. Behind it was a room filled with light and a glowing crystal in the center. Mark stepped inside and picked up the crystal. It felt warm and powerful in his hand. Zara's voice came again. You have done well, Mark. You have shown that humans can understand and respect the history and spirit of others. Mark smiled. Thank you, Queen Zara. I believe all people, no matter where they come from, can learn from each other. Zara looked thoughtful. For the first time, she spoke without pride or coldness. I see now that humans are not only brave, but also wise. This changes many things. The other alien leaders nodded in agreement. The mood in the hall was different now. There was a new respect for Mark and his people. Mark knew this was only the beginning. The challenge had not just tested his mind, but had opened a door for peace and friendship. After the challenge, Mark and Zara spent more time talking. They shared stories about their worlds, their hopes, and fears. Mark told Zara about Earth, about human struggles and dreams. Zara shared her people's history and the reasons for her pride. Though they were different, they found common ground. Both wanted a future where their peoples could live without fear. Zara admitted, I was wrong to judge humans as weak. You have strength in ways I did not expect. Mark nodded, and I have learned much from you. Queen Zara, strength comes in many forms. As the sun set, Mark felt hope grow stronger inside him. He was no longer just a soldier. He was a bridge between two worlds. The challenge had changed the way they saw each other. Now, the real work would begin to build trust and find peace. After Mark solved the puzzle in the ancient ruins, Queen Zera's attitude toward him began to change. She no longer saw him as just a weak human. Instead, she started to respect his courage and mind. But she was still not sure if humans could truly be trusted. One morning, Zera called Mark to the Great Hall again. Her voice was serious. "Mark, you have passed the tests, but I must be sure you will face a final test. This one will show your true spirit." Mark nodded without fear. He had faced many dangers before, but he believed in himself and his people. Zera explained, "This test is not just about strength or intelligence. It is about heart and teamwork. You will be sent into the wild zone outside the city. It is full of dangers and unknown creatures." Mark listened carefully. "What is the goal?" Zera smiled slightly. "You must find the lost crystal. It is hidden deep inside the wild zone. But you will not go alone. Your team and some of my best warriors will join you." Mark felt surprised but ready. He knew that working together with the aliens would be hard. They were proud of their own skills. The next day, Mark's small group met with the alien warriors. At first, there was silence. Neither side spoke much, but Mark took a step forward. "We are all here for the same reason, to find the lost crystal. Let's help each other." Slowly, the group began to talk and plan. Mark listened to the alien warriors' ideas and shared his own. Together, they entered the wild zone. The place was dark and full of strange sounds. Huge trees with sharp leaves stood tall, and the ground was covered with thick roots. Suddenly, a loud roar echoed. A large creature appeared from the shadows. It had strong legs, many eyes, and sharp claws. Mark did not panic. He told the team, "Stay calm. We must work together." The aliens raised their weapons. But Mark suggested a different idea. "Let me try to calm it first." Mark slowly walked toward the creature. He spoke softly and moved with care. The creature stopped roaring and looked at him. After a moment, it stepped back into the forest. The aliens looked at Mark with surprise. His calm heart and courage had saved the group. The team continued deeper into the wild zone. They faced many challenges, crossing fast rivers, climbing steep hills, and avoiding traps set by nature. At one point, Mark's alien companion, named Raoul, fell and hurt his leg. Mark and his team quickly helped him. They worked together to carry Raoul until he could walk again. This act of kindness and teamwork showed that humans and aliens could trust each other. Finally, they reached a cave covered with glowing crystals. Inside, they found the lost crystal, shining brightly on a stone pedestal. Mark stepped forward carefully and picked up the crystal. As he held it, the cave filled with light. Zera's voice came through their radios. "You have done well, Mark. You have shown heart, courage, and teamwork. These are the true signs of strength." Mark smiled. "Thank you, Queen Zera. This test was not just for me, but for all of us." When they returned to the city, the aliens and humans looked at each other with new respect. Zera stood before them and said, "Mark, you have changed my view of your people. You have proven that strength is not just in power, but in heart and friendship." Mark felt proud. He knew that this was the start of a new time, a time when humans and aliens could work together for a better future. That night, as Mark looked at the stars again, he thought about his home and the people waiting for him. He knew the journey was long, but hope was growing stronger with every step. After the final test in the wild zone, Mark returned with the lost crystal. The eyes of Queen Zera and her people were fixed on him. The pride in Zera's face was now mixed with surprise and respect. She had seen strength and heart in a human soldier, something she never expected. In the Great Hall, Zera stood tall. "Mark, you have passed all tests. Your courage, wisdom, and kindness have changed my view. I no longer see humans as weak or unworthy. I see a people with great strength." Mark bowed slightly. "Thank you, Queen Zera. I only want peace and friendship between our worlds." Zera nodded. "This crystal you brought is more than a symbol. It holds the power to protect our planets. Together, we can use it to defend against the dangers beyond our borders." Mark's mind raced. He thought about Earth and how humans had always faced dangers and challenges. Our peoples can learn a lot from each other. Together, we can be stronger. At that moment, a messenger arrived. He was an alien scout who had urgent news. Queen Zera, there's a threat coming to our galaxy. A dark force moves closer. If we do not unite, many worlds will fall. Zera's face grew serious. This is why peace is important. We must prepare. Mark spoke calmly. Then we should start now. Let humans and aliens work together. We can combine our strengths and fight as one. Zera looked at Mark and then at her council. After a long pause, she said, "Very well. Mark, you will be my representative in this alliance. You will help build trust between our peoples." Mark felt proud and ready. He knew this was a great responsibility, but he also knew humans were ready. In the days that followed, humans and aliens began working together. They shared knowledge, technology, and stories. Mark helped to teach Zera's people about Earth's ways, and they taught him about their world slowly. Old fears and doubts began to fade. New friendships formed. One day, Zera invited Mark to her private chamber. She looked more relaxed than before. "Mark, you have taught me that strength is more than power. It is kindness, courage, and hope." Mark smiled. "And you have shown me that pride can be wisdom and care." They both knew this was the start of a new era. As the dark threat moved closer, the alliance grew stronger. Humans and aliens trained side by side. They planned strategies and shared their best ideas. Mark looked at the sky one night. The stars were bright and full of promise. He thought about the long journey ahead, but felt sure they would face it together. The alien queens. Contempt had changed into respect and friendship. The human soldier's response had shocked her, but it also brought hope. After Mark was named the representative of the new alliance, the work between humans and the alien people began in full force. It was not always easy. Both sides had different ways, languages, and customs. But Mark believed that working together was the only way to protect their worlds. Queen Zera watched closely as Mark helped the alien leaders and humans understand each other better. She saw how his patience and kindness made walls of fear slowly break down. One day, Mark met with Zera in her council room. The room was quiet, filled with light from the glowing walls. Zera looked serious but calm. "Mark," she said, "I never thought I would trust humans so much, but you have shown me that your people have strength beyond the body. Your spirit and heart are strong." Mark smiled gently. "Thank you, Queen Zera. Trust takes time, but it can grow. We must keep working together." Zera nodded. "There is danger coming. The dark force is moving fast. We must be ready." Mark agreed. "Our people will fight side by side. We will protect each other." The alien and human soldiers trained together every day. They learned new skills and shared ideas. The humans taught the aliens about Earth's technology, and the aliens showed humans their advanced ways of fighting and surviving. Mark saw many friendships grow. Humans and aliens laughed and helped each other. The old fear was replaced by hope. One day, during training, a young alien warrior named Raul came to Mark. "I never thought I would trust humans," Raul said. "But now, I believe we are stronger together." Mark placed a hand on Raul's shoulder. "We are one team. Together, we can face anything." Queen Zera watched all this and felt a new feeling inside her, a feeling of pride. Not only for her people, but also for the humans. She called a meeting of all leaders. "We will face the dark force soon. But I believe, with this alliance, we will win. Mark has shown us the way." The leaders agreed. They planned a defense to protect their planets. Ships were prepared, soldiers were ready, and hopes were high. Mark felt the weight of responsibility and also great hope. He knew this was the moment when humans and aliens truly became friends. As the day of the battle came closer, Mark looked at Zera. "Thank you for trusting me and my people." Zera smiled softly. "And thank you for showing me that strength comes from heart and friendship." Together, they stood ready to face the coming storm, knowing they were stronger because they stood united. The dark force was coming closer. its shadow grew over many stars and planets. But on the alien planet where Queen Zera ruled, a new hope had risen. Mark stood next to Queen Zera on the command bridge of a large spaceship. Round them, humans and aliens worked together, preparing for the battle to come. Zera looked at Mark and said, "I never thought I would say this, but I'm glad humans are by my side. Your courage and heart have changed everything." Mark smiled, "And I am proud to fight with you, Queen Zera. Together, we are stronger." The battle began with a bright flash in the sky. Ships from the Dark Force moved fast and attacked with strong weapons. But the alliance of humans and aliens was ready. They fought bravely, using their combined skills and technology. Mark led a group of soldiers through the fight. He helped both humans and aliens who were in danger. His calm voice and quick thinking saved many lives. Queen Zera commanded from the bridge with skill and wisdom. She showed respect to all her warriors, both alien and human. During the fight, Mark saw how much the alliance had grown. Humans and aliens trusted each other. They worked as one team. At one point, their ship was hit. Alarms sounded and lights flashed. Mark quickly helped the crew fix the damage. He stayed calm even when things were hard. The battle was long and difficult. Many brave soldiers fought and some were hurt. But the alliance did not give up slowly. The Dark Force began to lose. Their ships were pushed back and their power weakened. Finally, the Dark Force retreated. The stars were bright again, and peace returned to the galaxy. Queen Zera and Mark stood together, looking out at the stars. "Your people have shown great strength," Zera said, "not just in battle, but in heart and friendship." Mark nodded. "And your people have shown wisdom and honor. Together, we can build a better future." The alliance grew stronger after the battle. Humans and aliens shared their knowledge and helped each other rebuild. They created a new council, with both humans and aliens working as equals. The dark days of fear and war were behind them. Mark knew his mission was complete. He had helped change the way the world saw each other. As he looked at the stars one last time before returning home, he felt hope that humans and aliens could live together in peace. The alien queen, who was once contemptuous of the human soldier, had been shocked, but in the best way, because the human soldier's response showed a new path for all. The Dark Force was coming closer. Its shadow grew over many stars and planets. But on the alien planet where Queen Zera ruled, a new hope had risen. Mark stood next to Queen Zera on the command bridge of a large spaceship. Round them, humans and aliens worked together, preparing for the battle to come. Zera looked at Mark and said, "I never thought I would say this, but I'm glad humans are by my side. Your courage and heart have changed everything." Mark smiled, "And I am proud to fight with you, Queen Zera. Together, we are stronger." The battle began with a bright flash in the sky. Ships from the Dark Force moved fast and attacked with strong weapons. But the alliance of humans and aliens was ready. They fought bravely, using their combined skills and technology. Mark led a group of soldiers through the fight. He helped both humans and aliens who were in danger. His calm voice and quick thinking saved many lives. Queen Zera commanded from the bridge with skill and wisdom. She showed respect to all her warriors, both alien and human. During the fight, Mark saw how much the alliance had grown. Humans and aliens trusted each other. They worked as one team. At one point, their ship was hit. Alarms sounded and lights flashed. Mark quickly helped the crew fix the damage. He stayed calm even when things were hard. The battle was long and difficult. Many brave soldiers fought and some were hurt. But the alliance did not give up slowly. The Dark Force began to lose. Their ships were pushed back and their power weakened. Finally, the Dark Force retreated. The stars were bright again, and peace returned to the galaxy. Queen Zera and Mark stood together, looking out at the stars. "Your people have shown great strength," Zera said, "not just in battle, but in heart and friendship." Mark nodded. "And your people have shown wisdom and honor. Together, we can build a better future." The alliance grew stronger after the battle. Humans and aliens shared their knowledge and helped each other rebuild. They created a new council, with both humans and aliens working as equals. The dark days of fear and war were behind them. Mark knew his mission was complete. He had helped change the way the world saw each other. As he looked at the stars one last time before returning home, he felt hope that humans and aliens could live together in peace. The alien queen, who was once contemptuous of the human soldier, had been shocked, but in the best way, because the human soldier's response showed a new path for all.